under Distrimkan arguments and facts. Were you able to further your relations and your agreements on Syria? Or won't it be like that the Turkish military will stay in Syria after they enter it?
We cannot be sure about anyone's objectives. We can't be 100% sure, but we have had a dialogue with Turkey on Syria, and it's ongoing. We also have a dialogue with our American counterparts. We don't support anything, and we cannot support anything that would be contrary to international law. That's number one. Number two, despite all other things, we have been getting closer somewhat with Turkey in our opinions on Turkey and what we could do respectively to address the situation. I cannot speak of this as some kind of an ultimate decision, because the Russian Foreign Ministry and the Department of State of the US are now finalizing their deliberations, but we could agree for a period of time to take some very energetic attempts to improve the situation in Syria jointly. Of course, we would need to consult the Syrian government on this and inform our other partners, including Iran.
Can I add a little bit? Was it unexpected for Russia that Turkey moved its forces into Syria? How do you assess the reanimation of bilateral relations with Turkey?
As for the matter of surprise or something unexpected, well, that's what the Foreign Ministry is for, to make sure that there are no surprises for us, that we would have an understanding and that someone would be following the events and keep track of what's going on, because we are seeing the movement of troops. We see the issues that Turkey has been facing in relation to the events in Syria, and you don't have to really look very deep to see a lot of these things are obvious, so there was no surprise for us. Like I said, we would not welcome any action that would be contrary to the spirit and the letter of international law. As for the task of reviving our relationship with Turkey, we are getting there. It's not going as fast as our Turkish counterparts would like to see, and maybe ourselves, we also would like to see it go faster. But, you know, breaking something, distorting something is always a fast business, but when you need to revive it, bring it back, or restore it, it always takes longer. This is related to the activities of Russian phytosanitary authorities and food control agencies, but there is a good basis for improving our relationship, and the best foundation is the address by the Turkish government with apologies regarding the downing of the Russian military aircraft. And as you know, the pilot, the Turkish pilot who downed the Russian jet has been arrested, as well as the individual who shot the Russian pilots after they ejected from the aircraft. And now we are even hearing that the downing of the Russian airplane had not been sanctioned at all by the Turkish military or political leadership, and that it was a deliberate act to sabotage the relationship between Turkey and Russia, and that allegedly it was initiated by the very group that later staged a coup in Turkey last summer. We don't know about that, we're not certain about that, but we do appreciate the desire, the willingness of the Turkish government to restore the relationship with Russia. As for average people of Turkey, we see a lot of people in the area of business there who welcome this development, and we know that millions of people in both countries would like to see this relationship restored.